Let's use the time-traveling train.
Brightly colored path.
Why do they always... come on! Whoa! 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 What the heck? Oh, okay. So if I seemed a tad glib about LEGO Dimensions in my other videos, I'll admit it now, I had not played the game yet. The $100 price tag was just asking too much from me, and I was waiting for its price to drop, and, well, it finally did. I was recently able to pick up the Wii U version for just $12, along with some of the other parts, the story packs, level packs, and character packs, for dirt cheap. Honestly, the price at this point was worth it for the Legos alone. Although now, I'm actually kinda glad that I didn't pay full price for it because, well, LEGO Dimensions is a hot mess.
That's the title.
LEGO Dimensions is a multiverse-saving, dimension-hopping game using all of the franchises that LEGO already had the license to and made by Traveller's Tales Games. No, not Telltale Games. Telltale made the good Back to the Future games. Traveller's Tales has made a lot of the standard LEGO games since 2004, which vary in quality from passable to Laval's Journey. LEGO Dimensions plays a lot like these regular LEGO console games. You have a few characters that you can switch between with the push of a button, combat is very basic, and characters immediately bounce back from defeat at the cost of a handful of collected studs. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's kinda missing a lot of the staples of the Toys to Life genre, such as characters leveling up and learning new abilities while also acting as extra lives. Now, unlike Skylanders and Disney Infinity, which only lets you carry 1 or 2 characters on the portal at a time, the LEGO Dimensions portal lets you have a combination of up to 7 characters and vehicles which can be swapped between on a quick wheel. Since there is a wide variety of special abilities that characters use to solve puzzles, the fact that you can stock so many characters makes swapping between them a breeze, and characters working together to solve the different parts of a puzzle using their unique abilities can actually be pretty satisfying. Or it is when you can reach them anyway. My first experience with Dimensions was a bug-riddled nightmare. I mean, yeah, a few of the bugs are amusing, but I am not kidding when I say that the very first level took no less than 3 tries to clear because each time something different completely broke down. The game first crashed on an instruction book to build one of the vehicles, and then it stopped reading figures properly when I desperately needed a vehicle to get through a door. Other areas failed to properly load, and then we get stuff like this. Yeah, LEGO said this is okay to ship and charge $100 for. $100. But it's my understanding that these bugs, as hilarious or frustrating as they are native only to the Wii U version, so problem solved, right? Well, now we get to actually dig into the game design, and yeah, it doesn't get much better. First of all, you'll see there's a character in my party named Eris, and in case you haven't noticed, she's a bird. And what are birds known for, other than being delicious or best girl? Yeah, Eris can fly. And because of this, she breaks the game. By introducing characters like Eris, LEGO Dimensions broke one of the cardinal rules of game design. You do not put a flying character in a platform game. Doing this is the fastest way to have all of your level design go to waste, as why would I waste my time solving your platforming puzzles when I can just fly over them? It's not that fun, but it sure is easy. I mean, yeah, other platformers have characters who can fly, but unless the entire game is designed around that fact, it has to be limited somehow. Maybe the flying is really clumsy and hard to use, or they can only fly in certain areas or for a limited time, or it's an ability they get really late in the game. I mean, even Traveller's Tales themselves knew this in Laval's Journey when they limited Eris herself to just a glide. Look at this! All this level design and platforming that I'm just breezing past. Even bosses are a total joke since I can just hover out of their attacks. But wait, I'm sure some of you are thinking, isn't Eris leaving everyone else behind? What if she encounters a puzzle that she can't solve? To which I respond, hey, you're thinking like a competent game designer. But yeah, I think you can tell where I'm going with this. You see, just lifting up the pieces and plunking them back down onto the gamepad makes them reappear next to your current character, so Aeris basically carries the team on her back wherever she goes. Add in that she has a very strong melee and very strong ranged attacks, and my game flow basically becomes Step 1, switch to the party member who can solve the current puzzle, Step 2, switch back to Aeris! There is even a boss fight that's supposed to be a series of platforming challenges, but Aeris can just fly up and punch him in the face. And the hilarious part is that she's constantly throwing shade at Batman's inability to fly.
What kind of bat doesn't have real wings?
Though this exchange with Nia is pretty cute.
Do you ever find that the boys want to have all the fun themselves?
Tell me about it.
And then there are the special worlds that the characters unlock, which are huge areas to explore, and no incentive to do so. You can farm more studs by playing in story mode, and these new areas have no story to them and are only good for gold bricks, which are used to upgrade the vehicles. And those have largely no point, since even just a couple of extra vehicles tend to cover everything that they are needed for. Heck, Harry's flying car can do all three in its base form. I mean, there are more levels in the form of level packs and story packs, and I'll talk about those later. And even putting Aeris aside, Dimensions has this weird gimmick where you have to move characters around on the gamepad from one place to another in order to solve puzzles, whether it be to move through a portal or activate a special ability.
And I hate it!
I don't know about everybody else, but my toy pad is always going to be packed with characters covering as many skills as possible, and juggling them around takes my hands off of the controller and my eyes off of the screen. That is the most extreme kind of immersion breaking you can do. Not to mention, if you take too long, your character is treated as removed from play and the penalties that entails, like Aeris losing her power charge, which she needs in order to smash cracked walls. And don't even get me started on this freaking thing! Now, I did mention in my Toys to Life video that I want to see a Toys to Life game that can be affected by moving the toys around, but I meant that in more of an RTS sense, like the Gundam Card Builder game where you manipulate cards on a table and the units on the screen move with them like the cards themselves are the controllers. That's immersive. That's gameplay. This is not gameplay. Here's the thing. Skylanders, they got it right. Being inspired by MOBAs, every character was made satisfying to play with the proper limitations to accommodate the level design, and things like area bonuses and elemental gates encourage you to swap and try out different characters. Disney Infinity 1.0 got it right. You always feel like you're progressing, clearing goals, expanding the scope, and setting up for the next challenge while unlocking content to use in the level editor. With LEGO Dimensions, what I feel is blind ambition. I mean, I get it, they were going for this huge, expansive experience with tons of content and crossovers, but like Marceline's ability list, it seems a bit cluttered and nonsensical. Traveler's Tales was clearly out of their depth on this project, making a metric ton of mediocre content where Skylanders and Infinity had put in a lot more polish and developed a better user experience. But it's not all bad. Despite my joke from earlier, the Back to the Future level pack is actually pretty good. It has none of the clunky combat and very little platforming, meaning it's virtually all solving puzzles without the toy pad, which, as I said before, is this game at its very best. I mean, it basically skips the core of the movie and might have been a bit better with a duel against Biff or something, but it does really work. That, and how can I forget the single standout aspect of LEGO Dimensions, the toys. The toys themselves are probably the best Toys to Life products ever made because, well, they're LEGO. You can use the parts for other projects, and a lot of the minifigures are either completely new or were previously only obtainable in super expensive or limited sets. It's also the only Toys to Life game I can think of where you can customize your player pieces so easily. The rest of the game isn't all bad either. I still see some of that sense of humor that the LEGO games are known for, but the game as a whole is far less than the sum of its bricks. The level design is ordinary, and those puzzles involving the pad are obviously there to justify its existence rather than enhance the gameplay. Sort of a Star Fox Zero situation. I mean, you could argue that it's designed more for kids, but so many special obstacles are introduced and so much of the gameplay is so unintuitive or downright obtuse that I can't see a lot of kids having fun with it either.
I think we need Batman or somebody else for there. Let's put something there. Nope. This is like a game of Simon Says. This is just ridiculous.
The good stuff gets really dragged down by the bad stuff, most of which comes from manipulating the toy pad, and it just leaves me frustrated with all the breaks in game flow. I want more parts where I can change characters with a click of a button to grab the one with the abilities I need, and if I don't have one on the pad, a quick tag out with another figure is all I should have to do to keep going. But the story packs, the sort of sequels to the first game, seem to have doubled down on these toy pad puzzles, which tells me that this problem was severely overlooked. LEGO Dimensions is not worth the $100 base price, especially not the Wii U version. It came out at a time when Toys to Life was already in its death spiral, and it flat out did not have the chops to save the genre the way Disney Infinity had 3 years prior. The best thing to come out of Dimensions, hands down, are the toys themselves. Lots of people bought the sets and ditched the pucks, and honestly, I can't blame them. I mean, when it came to characters that lots of people were looking forward to, like Sonic the Hedgehog, the toys sold really well despite the game, so I guess in that regard LEGO Dimensions met with some success. But seeing the end of Toys to Life coming and not all the toys being winners, particularly the story packs which were total failures financially, it made sense for LEGO to pull the plug and return to more traditional LEGO products. And that's it! LEGO toys and video games are separate entities once again, and honestly, it's better that way. It doesn't take much to see that the Toys to Life aspect of Dimensions was its biggest flaw, and now LEGO can move forward with things that it's better at. LEGO is a pretty resilient company, and I'm sure they'll come up with another way to get us the minifigures we want in no time. Dimensions is just gonna be another speed bump like Chima and Bionicle 2.0, and I look forward to seeing what they come up with next. Until next time, this is Kodak signing off. Oh, just some footnotes while I'm on the screen. I noticed that the dioramas they make you build for the pad don't actually do anything in the game. Might have been cool if they offered bonuses to special characters or something. And you know what? Why didn't the packages tell you what abilities each character had? I mean, Skylanders made that loud and clear, and I would have liked to know what each character had as an ability so that I wasn't buying redundant characters. Well, with that done, wow, you guys, I can't even begin to thank all of you for all the support this channel has gotten lately. I can feel that videos like this that are sort of long-form essays are the kind you guys are really wanting, so I'm going to try to do more of these in the future. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing and joining my notification squad, and if you really liked what you saw, consider supporting me on Patreon. Even $1 a month is deeply appreciated. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all next time.